Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. I don't even know who you guys are anymore. Anyways, so I already pressed record, but you're just tuning in. We're talking about This Is Us and parenthood, and I'm giving everyone shit that has not watched them yet. But they're probably busy working their business, hence why they haven't made time to watch Parenthood or This Is Us. So, speaking of which, let's jump into our team call, shall we? So this is Vicki Roberts. No, I'm just kidding. So you guys know who I am. It's Team Call Tuesday. It's September 26th, the last team call of September, which is also a really good thing because after tonight, you guys can set up your monthly marketing plan for October, which you guys should have already been doing anyways. But if you don't know what that is, I'm going to touch on it a little bit tonight. And I have to give a big shout out to my girl Stephanie, who's on here for her first team call. Hey, girl. Okay. So first things first, there's going to be a couple announcements that I'm going to share with you guys. For those of you who are not my personally sponsored coach, you did not see my hot mess video in my personally sponsored page earlier. And even if you are, maybe you didn't watch it either. So I'm going to break it down for you tonight anyways. But that's going to come in a little bit. So first things first, tonight I'm going to be talking about prospecting. And this is kind of like the nitty gritty, you guys. You can either look at it as I'm a salesperson and I'm here to do a good job, or you can look at it as I don't want to be a salesperson. I don't want to be icky, selly, convincing, pushy, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So your mindset dictates what kind of coach you're going to be, right? For the longest time, and a lot of you guys know this, I still don't want to be an icky used car salesman kind of guy. Like I hated the word multi-level marketing. I hated salesperson. I hated like all that because it made me feel icky, right? Well, that was just the way that I was looking at it. But if you look at it in a way of I'm in sales, but I'm helping people. I don't know what Cindy said, but I'm probably touching on this because I'm not going to get sidetracked with chat, which I just did, damn it. Anyways, but if you look at it as I'm in sales, but I'm helping people. I want to help people feel better about themselves. I want to feel better about myself. I want to be successful in all areas of my life, and I want to help others do the same, right? If you look at it that way, you're not going to be as afraid to invite, to reach out, to put yourself out there as you would if your mindset was like, I don't want to be a salesperson. I don't want to look like I'm in multi-level marketing. Multi-level carpeting, that's weird. But do you guys know for the longest time, and I admitted this probably like a year ago, I would always say, I'm a health and fitness coach. I'm a health and fitness consultant. I would never say I'm a Beachbody coach because I thought people would put such a negative vibe on that, because there are all those Beachbody coaches that don't have the proper training like you guys do. Just, something on my shoulder here. I'm just kidding. But they are kind of salesy or like the It Works or Jamboree, those kind of people that you scroll on Facebook or they like bombard you with all these messages, like assuming that you want this, this, and this, and this. So I always thought like, I don't want to be that person that puts a bad taste in other people's mouth. So I'd just be like, I'm a health and fitness consultant. But then I'm like, that's BS. I'm a freaking Beachbody coach. I signed up as a Beachbody coach for a reason, right? So you got to embrace it. It's all about the mindset. And that goes hand in hand with this. First things first, and I think this is where a lot of us got derailed. I'm really sad that Cindy actually left right now because she was in on this conversation earlier. So how many of you guys were able to, she's back. How many of you guys were able to watch Rob Pearson?
Cards that I never use because they say mind and body transformation coach.
See? Oh,
boxes of them because I never handed them out because I was like, this is dumb. Like, I'm just going to tell people what's up, what I really am.
What's up? So how many of you guys were able to watch the big team call last night with Rob Pearson? Okay, so Rob Pearson is freaking phenomenal. I was a part of the Shift Shop test group with him, and I got to know him. He's like my brother from another mother. Like, he is super rad. But one thing that he touched on, which I absolutely loved, he is married to Chelsea Pearson, and they're both Beachbody coaches. And they always focus on fitness comes first. Okay? Fitness comes first. And he touched on that so much last night because what happens? right? What happens when we're a coach? When we first sign up as a coach, when you first sign up as a coach, you get your best results. Why? Because you're focused on your fitness first. Like I remember when I first signed up as a coach, I dropped 28 pounds with Turbo Fire. 28 pounds. I have not lost that much weight in one program since because I was focused on fitness first. And then we get derailed. We get sidetracked. Oh my God, shiny object over here. Oh my God, success club over here. Oh my God, emerald over here. And we start focusing on other things. And then what happens? Our nutrition starts slacking. We start skipping our workouts. Then we start getting discouraged in our own body. We have nothing to share. We have no progress to share. We're ashamed because people are like looking at us like, how come you haven't budged an inch, in 6 months? And so we're like, how could I invite anyone to participate in this journey if I'm not even doing it myself, right? So the thing of it is, we really need to get back there. This is why I preach so much. Always be the challenger first. Always be a challenger. Whether you're a coach of one coach or no coaches or 10 coaches or 100 coaches, always be your best goddamn challenger that you can be. Fitness first. Because you can't help others if you aren't focused on helping yourself, right? So you got to focus on your own journey first. How we do that? We get results, right? So some of you guys are in a journey to Emerald City. This morning I posted a video. I wanted you to grade yourself. So I'm going to ask for a little bit of an engagement from you guys tonight. On a scale of A through F, you guys all went to school, so you know what those grades mean. I want you to share in the chat box. My son is outside playing and he said he heard that. Did I even cuss? I did not. He said I just said F. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Anyways, I want you to, he's literally screaming. He's screaming outside with neighbors. Anyways, I want you to say A through F what your fitness is, what you're grading your own being a product of the product is. And be real.
So fitness or weight loss?
Your fitness, your physical journey, because it's not always about weight loss. Yes, including nutrition. Yes.
Damn you.
Gar, did you just pirate us? Gar.
I did pirate you. Can I share with the group my epiphany that I had today about this?
Yeah, can you wait until I get to that point though?
No, but about the crossroads. I went back and looked at my MyFitnessPal and actually saw the exact date, and it correlates with almost the exact same date as something else that happened in my Beachbody.
Well, let me finish this up and then you could share. So we got quite a few A's, some B's, some C's, a D, a B plus, C, some A minuses, B minuses, C minuses. Okay, first off, I appreciate you guys being honest. I really do. One thing though is you didn't come into Beachbody coaching, and I know you didn't come into this business just to help others. You wanted to feel good. You wanted to feel good in your own body, right? You wanted to feel the best. You wanted to feel sexy in your own skin. You wanted to feel confident, right? So you have to get those grades up to an A, right? For you. Because what we're going to do, we're going to get results. I'm repeating Rob last night, so bear with me if you watched it. We're going to get results. And then what we do as coaches, we're going to help others get results. And then when we start growing our team, we're going to help them help others get results. We cannot do it if we're not getting results ourselves. If we're doing a C, D, F score on our own physical journey. Right? So with that said, I'm going to give Cindy 2 minutes. I'm putting the timer on. Share your little epiphany that you had with the leaders group today.
Okay, so Vicki posted something in there about how just how she wanted to become a better leader and what other people thought would make a better leader, right? What other leaders on our team see as a better leader and qualities that they're looking for, or things that they need training on or feel like they're lacking. And what did we start talking about? How did the fitness part come up? Was it someone else said that they lost the focus on their fitness?
It was Joelle talked about how we need to get fitness.
Oh yeah.
First.
Did she only posted that in the leaders group, right?
Yeah, this was just in the leaders group.
Posted a while back, just briefly, not very long ago, about how when she first started in this business, how she was very focused on the fitness first, right? On the programs and the nutrition and Shakeology and everything that's like the staple of our business. And then the whole like girl boss movement came onto the scene, and it was all about being a girl boss now and owning your time and being a girl boss. I'm going to say girl boss like 18 times because that's like literally how it was, right? I mean, like everywhere you turned, every freaking PD, every training we had, everything, every swag you had was all about how much of a girl boss you are, and how it kind of got away from that. And I was literally typing a response today. So for those of you guys that know me, because I realize not everyone here knows me, I started with Vicki at 278 pounds, and I'm 5'1", and I started it in a challenge group that was very basic. There was no hokey bullshit going on in it. It was like Motivational Monday, Transformation Tuesday, Workout Wednesday, and that was it. There was nothing else, literally. It was just,
she rolls her eyes, but she loved it. It was her favorite one ever.
No, I tell my team all the time that I feel like I suck at challenge groups now because I feel like that stuff isn't enough, right? Like I tell them that, like in my mind, I feel like the Motivational Monday, the transfer, because you see on Pinterest or you see all these people talking about they have spreadsheets and checklists and competitions and all these things, and there's all these things everywhere you look for how to create the best, most impactful challenge group, blah, 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 blah. When really all it fucking matters, I'm sorry, I do swear, and I don't have a kid to tell me not to swear, so, because if my kid told me not to swear, I'd be like, shut the fuck up, get out of here. So, sorry, I mean, that's just, let's be honest, okay? So, but my door is closed, so they can't hear me anyway. But, like, that worked for me, right? That group, I lost 77 pounds in less than a year in groups like that, right? Or I guess it was not less than a year. Sorry, I lied. It was like 18 months. Sorry, I exaggerated. But whatever. I got to 201 pounds, and I am old. I am 41, right? I have not been under 200 pounds since I was 23, right? So I was so excited. I'm totally fucking gonna cry. I can feel it coming. I'm so sorry right now because I feel it coming. I was so excited I was gonna get under 200 pounds. And then guess what? And don't think that I'm telling you not to do this, right? Because I'm totally not. And then I went diamond as a coach. Like, and then I kind of plateaued a little bit, and then I went diamond. And then all my focus became on building my team and, well, basically babysitting my team, because that's what you do when you first turn diamond. You think you have to babysit everyone, which you really don't, but you learn that later down. All the diamonds here know that. But like, and now I have struggled for like, I told Vicki in this, I posted on this thread today, I was literally realizing this while I was typing it. I'm like, holy shit, this is exactly what happened to me. I took all my focus off of my own journey. I mean, literally everything I did, like I read all these personal developments on nutrition. I swear to God, I have like a freaking master's in nutrition from all the nutrition books I've read. And I would say I was reading them for my clients, for other people, or doing all this stuff instead of like applying the things in my own fitness journey and committing fully to my own program and getting results, right? So yeah, and I have been plateaued. I not only did not go under 200 pounds, I then gained back 30 pounds, and I've literally been fluctuating between the same 5 to 10 pounds for 2 years. 2 years, people. Right? While I sit and watch my team grow. My team's amazing, right? And they've grown and they've dropped and they've grown and they've dropped. And my weight has just been staying the same because I've been focusing only on that and not on the stuff that brought me joy in this business, because I love mentoring people. I love helping coaches. But the thing that brought me into this business, the reason why I signed up as a coach, besides the discount, right? Because I am an accountant and I know that getting a discount is important, was to pay it forward, right? I told Vicki that, you know, I truly believe that this company and the programs saved my fucking life. They did. They saved my fucking life. And I forgot about that somehow, you know, when I talk to people or when I'm helping my challengers. Like, my challengers don't care. Your challengers don't care if you have some awesome Pinteresty fucking posts that are all perfect, you know? They care about you showing up. They care about the support. They care about the friendships and the, you know, support that you're going to give them, helping them get results, right? Like, Vicki helped me get results. But then, you know what? I don't even know. Besides me complaining to you, Vicki, I don't even know the last time you and I have actually been in like a challenge group together, where it's like really us just like focusing only on that. It's always business, right? I mean, or friendship, whatever, you know, but not like real deep, like how you treat your other challengers.
Right.
Right. You know, and I do that with my coaches too, which is crazy. Right.
Right.
You know, so I know that I went over 2 minutes, didn't I? You had to throw out the timer, didn't you?
I didn't set a timer.
You're all emotional, but it was just like a crazy epiphany that I had today, because, you know, while I think, to me, looking back, I'm like, the business came naturally to me because I was so freaking passionate about the fitness. I was so freaking passionate about seeing people change their lives, like, and change their lives in, you know, and it's not about having, to me, it's never been about having a six pack or, you know, getting to a certain size or anything like that. For me, it was always being able to be healthy for my kids, my family, and being able to live a quality life, right? And be able to do the things I want to do, and like eco challenges and Spartan races and crazy shit like that, you know? And, you know, so it's just like, you lose that focus. And I wrote something down when you were talking about the challenge groups and the fitness that I wanted to say too, because it was really hard for me, because I heard it in my head and I wrote it down. So I'm going to eat some humble pie. I'm going to share with you guys what I wrote. And I'll be honest, like, in my challenge groups, I think that the reason why my challenge groups are not effective, like they have been, like they used to be so freaking awesome. And I would get a lot of coaches from my challenge groups, like just naturally. It never felt like work. Never felt like I had to recruit anyone. They just naturally were like, fuck yeah, I want to do this. Are you kidding me? This is freaking awesome. And now it feels like it's like pulling teeth, for lack of a better word. But I wrote down, it's because I have become so focused on now seeing the clues, right? Like the cues that will happen when you see someone, instead of me just solely focusing on my clients and getting them results and them being awesome, I'm constantly, like, my brain has somehow now switched to that girl boss mode, where I'm constantly going, oh, that person would be an amazing coach. I better invite them. Or that person would be, you know, it's like always on that mode. Versus, you know, I mean, obviously it has to be on that mode to grow my team and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just wrote that down. So I just wanted to share that last part. Like, I don't even know what to do with it at this point, because it literally just came into my brain right when you were talking. So.
Well, I think, I mean, to touch on that last thing that you said, I think there comes a time where, you know, like, yeah, we do switch on that. Like, we're in a training where you look for these cues and these clues and stuff. But then I think also, like, if you are in, like, you were doing the same thing before when you were in love with your fitness journey and focused on your fitness journey, it was just coming off as a different way, because you were like, you know what, I love working out and I'm getting great results. And then your buddy over here in your challenge group with you is doing the same shit. And then you just reach out to them, and it's like this exciting bond. You know, you're just like, you want to coach? Yeah, I want to coach. You want to coach? I want to coach. Everyone wants to coach. I'm like Oprah handing out coaches right now. But like, I think it's different when we're in love with our journey, and we're not using it as like, I start blah, blah, blah today, or, it's 45 minutes of cardio, or, like we're discouraged already before going in, like we're falling out of love with working on ourselves. And I think that contributes to, making it work when it comes to reaching out to your challengers, and making it work when it comes to working on yourself. But when you change your mentality, like, why did I become a Beachbody coach in the first place? Because I liked the discount. I wanted to help others, but I really wanted to feel good in my own body. I really wanted to have a better quality of life. Like you said, like, it's not about being perfect, you guys. It's not about being perfect. It's not about having the perfect shape. Not everyone needs to look like Barbie. Like, that body type is completely unattainable, by the way. But what is attainable is you living a healthy and fulfilling life. And you can commit to that. You can dedicate your time and energy to that. And your love for growing your business, your love for becoming successful will just come naturally. Like Cindy said, it used to be so easy. It used to be so easy because you were focused on yourself first, and not in a selfish way by any means. But I bet you.
And the weight loss was easy.
The weight loss. So I bet you, if I ask you guys right now, who here struggles with inviting to anything, how are you doing with your own personal wellness? Do those correlate in any way, shape, or form? If you want to
finish a program, right?
Yeah.
Like, say to someone in an invite, holy shit, I just finished this amazing program and look at my results right here.
Right. Like, how many of you guys have had before photos, but how long has it been since you've had an after photo? Right? Okay, we're moving on. I hope you guys get the point there. Fitness first, right? Okay. Now I'm going to talk to you about the business side, but you're all about fitness now, so this is going to come easy to you guys. So when you're inviting, I don't want you guys just sending out invites to people because that's what's on the checklist. That's what you're supposed to do. That's how you're going to build your business. You're inviting them to join you on a journey because, one, you're in love with your own fitness journey, right? And you're loving the results you're getting. You're loving the support and the community and the encouragement that you're getting, and you want to share it to other people. But you need to have something to invite them to. You can't just invite them and be like, okay, bud, good luck. No, you want to always have something to invite them to. So I'm going to give you guys a few breakdowns on what's happening. This is like I touched on before. I think I pressed record. Maybe I didn't press record already. But when I talked about how you guys can build your monthly marketing plan, this is something that is crucial for your business so you know what to be inviting people to. So I'm going to basically give you guys a free month right here. I'm going to create it for you. Are you ready? So tomorrow is not October, but tomorrow Miss Cindy Atkinson and I are going to be hosting a live What is Coaching webinar. There is an event on Facebook that you can invite people to. Prospects, challengers, your best friend down the road, your neighbor, your preschool teacher, whoever. But there has to be reasons by them. You just can't invite a bunch of, you want to be able to hang out with them on Tuesday night. They better be able to hang with us on Tuesday night, is what I mean. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm being serious, but you guys get it. And then next Monday, October 2nd, we are hosting a 3-day coach sneak peek. The same people can join. Different people can join. This is a sneak peek to get people to see what it's like to become a coach. October 9th, I am hosting a team-wide clean eating group. It's a 7-day clean eating group. Now, I believe it was
Are you calling the clean week?
I am not doing clean week.
No.
I am not doing clean week. You guys can do clean week if you want to. I'm not doing clean week because of what I'm getting to, okay? Missy said that we need a host and an Unstoppable Misfits Push Through the Plateau Challenge group. So, actually, on October 16th, we are doing a Misfit Republic team-wide 3-day refresh group. Now, I understand that the 3-day refresh is not for everybody. But I also understand that it's a good, quick program to do to help you break bad habits, to help develop good habits, to get you results that you can share, to get your customers and your coaches results, to feel comfortable and motivated to keep going. Maybe you've been on a plateau. Maybe you haven't been focusing on your own nutrition. This is a good opportunity for everyone. Now, for those of you who have coaches who like kind of fell off the wagon, present this to them, because maybe this is exactly what they need to get back up. Because we know when we fall off the wagon, it's hard to look at the big picture, right? We fall off the wagon, we're like, oh my God, I can't do a 90-day challenge group. Oh my gosh, a 30-day challenge group. It just looks intimidating. So maybe 3 days is something that they can do. And we're doing this on a Facebook group. It's going to be team-wide. This is going to be huge, okay? Because the reason why we're doing a 3-day refresh group before the holidays is because we want something to show that people can do after the holidays, whether it's before Halloween or after Thanksgiving or Canadian Thanksgiving or Christmas or any of the holidays coming up, right? It's something that everyone can do if you choose to participate. If you do not, make sure that you're still inviting to do it. And anyone can share their before and afters if you've done the 3-day refresh before, and you guys can share it in the big team group. There you go, Cindy. And you guys can share if you've never done it before. You can share other results. But okay, then on October 23rd, we are going to jump into Prepare to be Obsessed. This is going to be the prep of 80-Day Obsession, which is the new workout that Autumn is releasing in January. And like Cindy said, she doesn't like the 3-day refresh. I don't like Autumn Calabrese. But I'm going to participate because I'm a trooper. So on October 23rd, we're going to start a team-wide 21-day fix group. Then after that, on November 16th, we're going to do 30 days of chisel. And then after that, we're going to do 21-day fix extreme. And this is all going to be team-wide, preparing for 80-day obsession. Just giving you guys a little heads up. I will post a graphic if you guys didn't write it down. But that way you have November 16th. And the last group, I don't know, it's 30 days after November 16th. But like I said, I'll share the graphic. Okay, we're going to dive into, no, don't do it. I'm still doing Body Beast because I could hang with Siggy. I can't hang with Autumn. You could beast it up with me, Cindy. Okay, anyways, so let's talk about.
I do 80-day session, so I'm scared. I'm sad.
You could do a different workout on those days. Okay.
I'll get people to do it though.
What?
I can't do 80-day obsession because of my foot, but I'll make other people do it.
There you go.
I'll get everyone else. I don't want it.
Okay, so let's talk about inviting. And you know what? We have some awesome leaders on here that I'm actually going to volunteer as tributes to help a little bit here. But I wanted to touch on you guys. I wanted to touch on a few things for you guys. One thing is, I've talked about the invitation guide process in the doc section in the big team page for like the last 3 weeks. And a handful of coaches have asked me about this document. Is there any resource out there that can help me with invitations or inviting? And I'm like, do you show up on team calls just for the selfie? Is that really what's going on here? I'm not going to call y'all out. Y'all know who you are. But, however, I'm going to screen share real quick because there's a couple things that I want to go over with you. Uh-oh. Why is there so many options? That's weird. Okay, just bear with me. Hold on. Don't look at my stuff. Don't be creepy. Okay, all right. So this is in the Big Team page under the doc section. It is called the invitation guide. So the great thing about this, Kim Carver has created this because the old ones, it was nothing but scripts, and the scripts weren't working because they weren't personal. Do you guys understand that scripts don't work because they're really not personal? Unless you take them and you create your own, okay? This is a great way for you guys to read over. I really actually want you guys, I challenge you to spend some time on this document and look it over because there's awesome techniques and things that you can look at to help you when it comes to reaching out, whether you're talking to your warm market or your cold market. And I'm going to actually stop looking at this real quick because I need to see your faces real quick. So I'm going to first touch on the warm market real quick. Your warm market means your family and friends. And unfortunately, if you guys don't know this already, you're going to exhaust your warm market at some way, shape, or in some form of time, okay? But what you can do right now when you're a brand new coach, Cindy, did you just fall asleep? Did anyone else see that? I swear she was like this. Sneezed? I don't know. Okay. So when you are talking and connecting and, doing your open for business post and then connecting with the people on your warm market, which I'm going to teach you how to do in just a second, you are also responsible for growing your cold market. That's what's so great about social media, right? Using Instagram, and please, please, please use hashtags. Use hashtags because a lot of you guys are doing amazing posts on Instagram. I see them every day, but you're not hashtagging them. And that's why you're only getting like 2 or 3 likes on there. You're only getting likes when it's visible to people right away. Okay. So I want you guys to really, really, really use your hashtags. And if you need any training on Instagram, we have training in the Unstoppable Misfits that both Jill Bowdish and I did. You can go take a look at that. But so let's talk about warm market real quick and how you can talk to your friends and family. So the great thing is, these people in real life, right? And all you need to do is connect with them, be real, be who you are, because there's no point of being fake, whether you're connecting with your warm market or your cold market. I want you guys to really make sure that you understand that. There is no point of trying to be someone you're not. Okay? So be real with them. Tell them what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it. Hey, I don't know if you noticed lately, but I've been doing Body Beast because I want gams or I want, shoulders like boulders. I don't know. Like tell them why it is that you're doing what it is you're doing. And all you need to do with your friends and family that you know in real life, I was wondering if you wanted to do it with me. How hard is that to do? How hard is that to say? And honestly, if you're scared of inviting your sister or your mom or your dad or your best friend's cousin, Uncle Jimmy, Bob, then we need some more PD up in your life. But you should be able to reach out to your friends and family and be like, oh my gosh, sis, I've been doing this awesome program. It's so much fun. I know you love running, or I know you like the gym, or I know you like bonbons. I was wondering if you wanted to do this with me. Guess what's the worst thing that your friend or family can do? I'm not interested. Okay, moving on to the next. Because guess what? That has nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with you, right? If you are told no and anywhere from anybody, it has nothing to do with you. And it's harsh. It is harsh because we fear rejection. As a human being, we fear rejection. It stumps our growth. It paralyzes us. It numbs us. It prevents us from moving forward. But we can change our mindset and use empathy or compassion instead of fear, right? And be like, oh, like in your mind, you want to say like, oh, I feel sorry that you're not going to take up this amazing opportunity. You don't want to say that to them in real life because that'd be kind of, I don't know. Depending on who it was, maybe they can hang around. But so simply just reach out to them, whether you're doing a Facebook message, an email, a phone call. face-to-face, you're hanging out with a girlfriend, anything, because you know these people in real life. Now, for those people that are liking and commenting on your stuff, maybe you're already sharing your journey, right? On social media, you're utilizing that platform, right? You're sharing workout videos, you're sharing nutrition, you're sharing this, you're sharing that. You're getting likes and comments. Are you just letting those likes and comments come and go? What you should be doing is sending them thank yous. Whether they like a photo or a video or comment, hey, you're doing a great job. Send them, hey, thank you so much for supporting my journey. I really appreciate it. What have you been doing lately? Are you on your own journey too? Would you like to join me on my journey? I noticed that you've been X, Y, and Z. Would you like to do X, Y, and Z too? What if it's the same people over and over again liking and commenting? Well, have you reached out to those same people before? You have? Well, then just follow up with them like anybody else. And continue on expanding your cold market, because then you'll have new people liking and commenting on your stuff. I mean, if it's like your sister, I know your sister's on here right now, but if it wasn't Angie, you could be like, are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? Because obviously Angie's ready. But yeah, keep expanding. So I'm going to touch on cold market. And this is what I'm going to ask Corinne and Cindy also to touch on this too, because they're freaking amazing leaders. But I want you guys, from whether you've done it yesterday or even earlier today or last week or when you signed up as a coach, always expand your cold market. Continue on making new friends on social media, okay? Whether it's on Instagram, Pinterest, maybe you have a YouTube channel, maybe you don't have any of that, and that's completely okay. But you need to be expanding your cold market in some way, shape, or form, because you are going to exhaust your warm market. And you don't want to start at the bottom and try to work yourself up. Because right now, you at least have 10 people that you know in your warm market. Once that's gone, you're going to have nobody to talk to. So make sure that you're always growing your cold market. The first thing that you can do as a Beachbody coach to expand your cold market, what is it? Be on your own fitness journey. Oh my gosh. Did we talk about that yet? Be on your own journey and share it. Now, here's the thing. I know it's scary AF sharing our journey, right? There's naysayers out there. There's haters. There's trolls. Whatever you want to call them, they're out there. But the thing is, don't worry about that 1% of people. Don't worry about it. Just let them go. Let them roll. Like I was talking to one of my girls yesterday. Christina, I'm going to call you out. I told her, we were talking about how sometimes we get haters, right? Sometimes there's assholes that come on our shit and troll it up. Well, I told her, I was like, well, a couple of years ago, Cindy can vouch for me. A couple of years ago, it seemed like every day one of us was getting like slammed in some way, shape, or form. And we're nothing but a bunch of mama misfit bears. So we would go like slamming and attacking said person who was a troll or mean guy or whatever. But we would literally like team up and lash out at this person, right? But the funny thing is, I don't see it happening very much anymore. And I think it's because we're big and we're bad and we're strong and no one wants to mess with us. And that's cool too. But I also think it's because we're not focusing on that 1% anymore. We're focusing on the 99% of people that we're actually helping, that we're empowering, that we're connecting with, that are going through the same struggles as us. If you guys look at, okay, here's me eating my humble pie here. So I've seen a counselor since I started losing weight because shit fucks with your head, right? And I always felt like I was never good enough. That has always been my thing. Because when I grew up, I love my mom to death. She's one of my very best friends. But she was grown up with Polynesian family, and she was always made to not be good enough. You have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. So the way she grew up, she brought me up, right? So I always felt like I was never good enough for my mom. And she would come in, I didn't do the dishes right, I didn't fold my clothes right, my towels weren't folded enough. Like all this stuff, which wasn't really, like, to me, it would like break my heart, right? Like I'd be like, it's just dishes. Like, it's just towels. Like, why make a big deal out of this? And so anytime that she would say something, I would take it personal. And it would literally kill me. It would literally kill me. But then my counselor said, have you ever tried looking at it where she's coming from? I'm like, what do you mean? It's all about me. It's not about her, you know? Look at the situation with empathy, with compassion. I wonder where she's at right now to get so mad about towels. So like we can think about that. We can go into this negative remark that someone leaves on our Facebook page or emails us or whatever. I wonder what is going on in this person's life for them to react the way that they did with me. Now, if you go into a negative comment or whatever with empathy, your day is going to go by a lot better than it would if you sat there and let it sink in and dwelled on it and it hurt you and it sucks. It really does suck. People that are mean suck. Sorry, not sorry, but people that are mean suck. But they're hurting. And they're deflecting it on someone else. And so we could let that stop us. I don't know how I got in this rant, so I'm sorry, I'll make this quick. But you could either let it stop you, or you could think with compassion. Like, you know what? You could even feel sorry for that person. I'm sorry that that person's like that right now. I'm sorry that that person's holding on to so much pain that they felt the need to say what they did. And move on. Move on. But you need to focus on the 99% of people that you're helping, right? Whether they're liking or commenting on your stuff, people are watching you. People are always watching you. That's the great thing about social marketing or social media. You're doing free marketing. Do you guys realize this? Free marketing. Until Instagram and Facebook makes you start paying for it, it's free marketing. So focus on the 99% of people that you're actually helping. Another thing is that I'm going to touch on before I hand it over to either Corinne or Cindy, whoever wants to chime in first. But another thing to worry about or not worry about. So I'm reading Fanatical Prospecting, which I've talked about like for, I don't know, months now. He talks about how no's stump us, right? How a lot of people like have a competitiveness in them and they're like, okay, well, I'm going to go for 20 no's today, or I'm going to go for 10 no's today, or whatever it is. But he says, even though he's been doing this business for so freaking long, that no still does, like, it still stings a little bit, right? Like, for whatever reason, whatever he's asking someone, no stings for a little bit. So he has this yellow postcard right by his computer, and it says next in big letters, big bold letters, just says next. And he says, every time I get a no, I just look at that. Next. They weren't interested, and it's fine. They were not interested because maybe they like to run. Maybe they like to go to the gym. Maybe they are just not ready yet. And this is what I want to touch on really quick is no matter what, we always have to meet the challenger where they are. Okay? Do not try to convince someone to buy anything. Don't try to convince someone to get a challenge pack when all they really want is a workout program. Don't try to convince someone to stream their workouts when they love DVD and they have shitty Wi-Fi. Don't try to convince anybody. If they don't have Facebook and you only run Facebook groups, get the Marco Polo app. Get voice texting. Get some way of where you can connect with them on a day-to-day basis. Meet your challengers where they're at. Okay? Now, Corinne, do you want to touch on inviting cold market?
Sure. Well, I think I loved everything that you shared. That was all spot on. I think someone was asking me today how to start the conversation, and stuff like that. And this is something that I picked up from you, Vicki. But basically, when I make a new friend, we'll say like on Instagram or what have you, on Facebook, usually, you start your first conversations, kind of feel how that goes. And then I usually wait like 2 weeks, sometimes maybe more if I just overlook it. And then after I will just message them and be like, oh, I'm not sure if you're, if this interests you or if you're aware, but I'm an online health and fitness coach. And I just wanted to ask how everything's going with your health and fitness and kind of just put the ball out there in their court that they know that I offer help to women. And like, if they're interested, we can always look into it. Try to be like totally cool, nonchalant. A zero expectation that they'd say yes to a challenge pack. Because I don't know about you, Vicki, but the amount of people that buy a challenge pack will say and join your team on that the very first time you bring it up to them. It's like happened maybe twice, maybe a little more than that. And every time you're always like, wait a minute, what's happening here? This is weird. That's just not how it works, and it has to start with that first gift. You're handing them a gift, and you just got to see it that way. You got to see it like, I went live in the video in our team today about that. And like, you're asking very much out of them, really. Like, I know, like, in a lot of ways we think, oh, we're asking so much, because obviously to get good results, you do have to commit. So I'm not trying to like belittle that, but on the flip side, you're not really asking that much. You're asking them to spend $100. Like, what is it? What's the American challenge pack price? $160?
Yeah.
$160 for a year of exercise, and then you'd have your year of exercise, and then extra $60 for 30 meals, those containers, the community. Like, how many people do you know who literally blow $160 at a sports game? I won't describe how I feel about sports, but they'll spend that much money on a sports game, drink, and they end up leaving halfway through the game because their team's doing so awful. I don't know. Like, for me, that one's like, they're going to spend that much money on one night, and I have to feel bad about offering them health and fitness at such a cheap price. And like, I'm knowing that we will support them, and that, there's so much here. So that's how I go about it personally. And whether or not they think, I knew you're going to say that, Beachbody coach, blah, blah. Nobody does that. I've never experienced that. And if anyone ever would, they were in a bad spot anyway. Like, that's not you, that's on them. So really take away that fear. I'd say ask yourself what your biggest fear is, and then like just keep asking yourself, okay, like, then what? So if you're afraid that they're gonna block you, okay, then what? You'll never hear from them again. Done. You survived. Okay, on to the next. Like, really, what's the worst thing that's going to happen, and where are your intentions? So just go with that. Right.
Always, like, that's in the invite process too. It talks about your intentions. Like, always go into it with the intentions of them, helping them. Like, don't go into it with the intentions of, I want to sell them something, or I want to give this, or I want to give that. But like, if you go into the intentions with them, or with the intentions of, I want to add value to their life, I want to make their life better. Like you touched on how, when I get new likes or followers on Instagram or Facebook, I always say, hey, thank you for liking my Fit with Vicki page. I really appreciate the support. I used to say, are you on your health and fitness journey too? But I now say, are you on your own self-love journey? Self-love. Anyways, but yeah, and it always, when you open up that conversation, it gets them talking. You're not like, hey, are you interested in joining me? And then when you're doing your post every day and you're adding value, like you're intentionally adding value throughout your post, you're not just like, water that I'm sucking at drinking today, or whatever. But I love that. Thank you so much, Corinne.
Or also, if I can just finish with like a thought on what you're saying, like, definitely how you present yourself on social media. Like, by that I just mean like sharing what you're doing, not like pretending to be someone, but just sharing what you're doing. If you're consistent about that and you're just sharing your community like with your heart and just genuine about that, well, first of all, the people that you see that you're going to ask, if they don't know, they can go to your page and kind of be like, what is she talking about? Oh, okay. And then they can decide. And, like, even if they decide they're not interested, that's okay. That's okay. You were probably never going to be able to help that person. They were never going to be able to be a good client, or they're just not ready right now. Like, it's fine. You're not in charge of the no's. You're just in charge of your intentions and your actions, and know that you have solid gold to offer people.
Right.
So that's what I lead with when it's gold. I don't know why I wouldn't be offering. People should be paying me to like just bring it to their attention, and then I don't know. But obviously I like the product. So.
No, I agree. But a lot of no's actually turn into yeses later on. As long as you make them not feel like they were just a name on their list. As long as they never leave that list and you check on them just like you would a buddy. So keep that in mind too.
Like you can't start doing your vital behaviors on the 26th for the
Yeah.
month.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Miss Cindy. What about you, girl?
Cool.
Say it again.
Are we talking about how we start conversations with them or how we find them? I was confused.
Either way, whatever you want to share.
Talking about it because I know Melinda and Karam were talking about that a little bit earlier today, about how they even start conversations with people. But I mean, she did a great job about that. But like, so for me, I started out with a pretty large warm network, but for the cold prospecting, I find mine in a kind of a unique, a little bit different way. Like I was doing a thing where I was, every time I was going to do my CCQs and during my power hour, I would just scroll through people's Facebook list, and then I would just add a couple people that looked like they'd be interesting. But I realized it was stupid because it was like no one was my avatar. I knew nothing about them, right? Or at least they didn't even have anything. So I all of a sudden have all these people on my friends list that were people that I had to go through and delete because they were people that I had no connection with, or they would message me and be like, do I know you? I don't accept friend requests from strangers, right? There was like they were literally cold prospects. So one thing that I've done for a really long time that has always been very successful, and I've gotten a lot of customers and some coaches out of it, is I really honed in on the whole avatar thing, like especially when we do like the Instagram training and where you kind of have your like 5 things, right? That like I teach my coaches the 5 things that are basically you. So like for me, some of those things are, you know, I'm really into tattoos, or I am really into pinup and like pinup hair and rockabilly style and pinup fashion and stuff like that. And I'll give you just a quick example because it's a real life example. So, and it was really successful and it's really easy and it demonstrates the process that I use. And I do this over and over and over again with all different types of things. And like I shop at a place called ModCloth. So basically what I do is I go to places that I frequent, and I go to the companies that I frequent, and I go to their pages, whether it's on Facebook or whether it's on Instagram. So like, let's say you're a Nike girl, or you're, I don't know, Vicki, give me something else. Like I shop at like ModCloth and Sourpuss Clothing and
Forever 21.
It'd be Forever 21 or whatever it is that's like your thing that you shop at, right? Because you want to find your people. You want to find your tribe. And it doesn't have to be clothing or fashion, but it could be, you know, whatever, you know, Star Wars. I do that with Star Wars. So I go to like Think Geek, right? Because that's a plate thing I go to, or like Loot Crate. They're like geeky subscription companies, or yours could be maybe Ipsy or whatever, right? And so I go to their actual physical Facebook page or their Instagram profile, and I'll go through their posts, and then I will go through the comments in their posts, and I will then comment, like when I connect with someone, like for a real life example, like I shop at a place called ModCloth. I'm sure if you've ever looked up a pinup dress at any time, you get their sponsored ads because they're really good at that in Facebook. But so I was on their thing, and they actually do a thing where they put like little outfits together. I know a lot of fashion places do that, where they put a lot of outfits together and they ask their followers, what do you think? So there's a lot of activity, right, from people who purchase from them. And one of the gals was like, oh my gosh, I have the cupcake dress from them. And I commented on her post, and then I immediately sent her a message, right? And I sent her a message, and I'm like, wait, and I always kind of preface it with my cold network, because this is just how I am, and the way I do my cold networking is I always preface it with, I'm totally not a stalker. That's how I started out. Like, that's how I just start my conversations, because that's just the way I talk in real life. Maybe you won't talk like that, but talk how you talk, right? And I always kind of preface it. I'm like, I'm totally not a stalker, but I just saw your post on the ModCloth site about this cupcake dress. Do you really have a dress that's got cupcakes on it? Because if you do, I seriously need a picture of it. I need to see what this dress is. Like, what is this? Right? So it's something I'm genuinely interested in, and I'm making an immediate connection with this person, right? And then, of course, this gal's like, no, that's just the style, blah, 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 blah. And I continue the conversation. The conversation keeps going. I send her a friend request and I tell her, I'm like, since we have so much in common, I'm just going to shoot you a friend request. So like, I actually do the kind of the qualifying a lot of times before I make the friend request connection with cold prospects. I just feel like it works better for me. Like as far as like, I don't fill up because before I was doing it kind of the opposite direction. I was just filling up my friends list. I put people in if we're going to talk about fanatical prospecting, I put them in my pipeline, put them in my Teamsy, right? And I would follow up with them like either a week or 2 weeks from then. I would put them to start messaging them and CCQing them and checking them out. But I feel like I've actually had much more, like a better response and had like really good connections with people where they actually send me like referrals and they're just paying attention quicker for me. So that's kind of what I do and that's how I start conversations with people. I mean, and now this gal with the cupcake dress, I will tell you this good story. She actually is a customer of mine and she sent me multiple customers and we're like really good friends, right? So it's like really weird, like how it can kind of work out. I just think of it as like making friends, right? Like how would you make friends in a bar, wherever you go?
Right.
Sure. That's kind of like too weird.
A church.
The spectrum, I guess. I don't know. Like wherever you hang out, right? Like where would you make friends and how would you do that? And so that's kind of how I approach it the way I would approach real life. Like my husband was making fun of me this last weekend because he said, at your birthday party, Vicki, because he said that basically he calls it the 30-second rule that I have, that I cannot go 30 seconds without talking to a complete stranger. Like we were in the elevator and there was a gal that had really cute pink shoes on. And there was only 5 of us in the elevator. And of course, the second it's quiet, no one's talking, it's totally silent. And as this woman's leaving the elevator, I'm like, I just have to tell you I love your shoes, right? I don't know. Like I kind of do the same thing on social media, right? You make that connection with strangers.
Because you're being yourself.
Yeah. And the other way, which was not myself, which was more like business-like,
right.
Really like
it was mandatory.
Yeah, I'm like qualifying people before, like, because I thought about it, you talk about like the coaches you want in your life or even the challengers, right? I've realized over 5 years, at first I wanted to help everyone. And now I have learned, you know what? I don't want to help everyone. I want to help the people that want to help themselves. And it doesn't matter how far someone has to go to help themselves. I'm looking for the willingness to change. I'm looking for that willingness to grow, to be coachable, to learn new things, willingness to fail and fail forward. That's what I'm looking for in people, like in my coaches on my team.
Absolutely.
And I don't care how long it takes them to get there, like that, but there's definitely a qualifying factor, right? As far as that. And since I've started doing that, my relationships are much better, right? And the conversations I have are much better.
Right. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Cindy. One thing I know that a couple of you have asked me recently is like, what do you say when, someone posts on their social media like they need help, whether it's, they're looking for a job or they want to lose weight or whatever, or they even come to you. Well, a lot of the times, and I know especially like people like me and Cindy, we kind of vomit at the mouth because like we're natural talkers and we just get super excited. But the thing of it is, whether you're that kind of person or not, you always want to ask them questions. You always want to get to know what it is that they really are looking for. What are their goals? What are their struggles? Like, think of the things, how you can help them and what you can offer them before just, hey, here's a coaching webinar and I want you to watch this and come check out our sneak peek tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. But always be interested, not interesting. So get them talking more than you're talking to them. Because I think that will help a lot, especially when you're like, oh my gosh, like I scared someone away, or maybe I talked too much, or, whatever. You don't know what to say. And it's easy. Like I still do it to this day. I vomit out the mouth because I just get so excited, or like, oh my God, you'd be like the perfect coach on my team. You'd fit in. And like, I just like, what? But then I have to take a step back and I'm honest and like, okay, I know I jumped the gun here, but let's talk about X, Y, and Z. And I break things down. So you always want to ask questions, like get Get them talking. What's your biggest, oh, that's your biggest problem. You get too excited. And you know what? That's completely okay to be excitement and show excitement, because people like to see that you're excited about what you're doing because it makes them more interested. But keep that excitement going in the conversation when you're asking them questions, when you're connecting with them, when you're getting to know them. And like Corinne said earlier, don't expect that every first connection that you go into a conversation with, that they will sign up as a coach right then, that they will buy a challenge pack right then. You guys, we have to form, and I don't want to say we form these conversations like in an icky way, but we have to like build this trust, right? You have to build that connection, because people want to work with you because of you. They get to know you, you get to know them, and you develop that bond. So don't go into every conversation or any conversation thinking that there's going to be an outcome out of that right away. Because sometimes sometimes it does take less than 24 hours. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks, sometimes 2 months, sometimes 2 years. Okay. And that's sometimes 3 years. And that's completely okay. That is okay. Right? Because as long as you keep going and you keep putting yourself out there and you keep being you and you keep connecting and you keep building your cold market and you keep putting fitness first, you're going to naturally grow. You're going to naturally build your business. But anytime you stop doing any of those, the ball drops and you've lost it all. I really hope this helps, because I know inviting can be scary. I know it can. And that's okay. But it's time that we face our fears, because what's the worst that can happen? They're not going to come over and shut off your internet because you invited them to the coaching opportunity, right? They're not going to like Nancy Kerrigan you. They're not going to do that. They're going to say no. And that's completely okay. You move on to the next person that you can add value to their life, that you can help. Because this opportunity, coaching, challengers, all of it, it's too good not to share, right? It is too good. I am such an 80s baby. Yes, I am. It is too good of an opportunity not to share. And I said this before, it is selfish of us to keep this to ourselves. It is. And I know none of you guys are selfish. So get over that fear. Get out there. Put your fitness first and never let that slide to the wayside. With that said, I'm ending this recording so we could do a selfie. So thanks for watching the recording.